My regards. The story of the sudden collapse of Ronaldinho, the legend, before 2006 as the best player in the world and after 2006 to another player we do not know. I remember well when Ronaldinho came to Barcelona after the first half of the season. He was suffering from injuries at the beginning and the level of the team in general. We were waiting for Barcelona to decide the result, because after Barcelona decided the result, Ronaldinho began to show off his skills. Football was a theater about skill, about the fun we have never experienced in our lives. From the player, may God prove who they face one-on-one. Because most likely you will save his photo or video clip of what happened to him. The man who won the magician title with ease. The man who made the Real Madrid fans applaud him. The man who was once said to be the best player to reach the highest level in the history of football, but he is not like that when we talk about his career, which he destroyed with his own hands. In order to understand Ronaldinho well, we must understand his history well. Ronaldinho began his career as the World Youth Champion in 1997, and 2 years later he was called up to the Brazilian national team. There were also demands that he play in the 1998 World Cup, but they feared for him, so he played in 1999 in the Libertadores. In the first match, he scored a very terrible goal against Venezuela, letting the whole world know that there was a miracle coming to football. In the end, Brazil won this title. In the same year he played the Confederations Cup. He scored in every match except the final match. He won the Best Player award in the 1999 Confederations Cup. And the Top Scorer award. The championship also, although he lost the final match in an unforgettable match against Mexico. He moved to Paris Saint-Germain. Everyone started talking about him. Then came the 2002 World Cup. Ronaldinho was the man of difficult tasks, the man who won the title, even though he was the phenomenon Ronaldo. He was there. Rivaldo was there, but also Ronaldinho was the triangle for them. In order for them to lead the team together towards the World Cup title, Laporta came to Barcelona and had a famous statement: Henry, Beckham or Ronaldinho, one of them must go to Barcelona in order for Barcelona to lead football in the world. He failed with Thierry Henry because he insisted on staying in return. Beckham went to Real Madrid in the famous deal. Therefore, the competition for Ronaldinho was limited to Real Madrid, Barcelona, and Man United, which Barcelona won and paid €30 million. In the first half of the season, there was little criticism of Ronaldinho's individuality, his randomness and his many injuries. Barcelona reached 12th place in the league. Ricard, the coach, was going to fire Ronaldinho. There was no return. Ronaldinho led Barcelona from 12th place to 2nd place. Ronaldinho made the winning goal for Barcelona over Real Madrid at the Bernabeu. To be Barcelona's first victory in 7 years at Real Madrid Stadium, it broke the knot and gave a message that the historical balance might change after 2 league championships in Spain and the 2006 Champions League. Until 2006, Ronaldinho was nothing compared to anyone with this skill. Even Maradona himself admitted that Ronaldinho is better than me. He can do better than me. Let us not forget that he won the Confederations Cup in 2005. Why do we talk so much about history? Because, in my personal belief, the story of Ronaldinho's collapse is based on what happened to him. Then the player lost at the age of 26, he participated in the World Cup in 2006. The age of maturity for the player. The Brazilian national team had many terrible names, but on the field there is nothing, players who do not fight. Very ordinary players, a bad performance that ended in an exit against France with a goal to nothing. Ronaldinho was criticized a lot as he was the first star of the national team during that period, the best player in the world in 2004/2005, according to FIFA. And all of this talk made Ronaldinho the basis of criticism. After this World Cup, Ronaldinho lost his desire. It is said that he stayed up almost every day until 5 in the morning, and it is said that he sometimes stayed up until 5 in the morning and he had a Champions League match on the second day. It is said that sometimes he went to training while still drunk. The man completely lost focus after the 2006 World Cup. Why did this thing happen to him? This man, before 2006, had better discipline, and suddenly he collapsed. What happened to him logically was that Ronaldinho saw football from a different perspective. A man who sealed everything. He won a World Cup, won the Champions League, won the Spanish League, everything. His view of football is that I have done everything and have my money. I want to live happily. I am 26 years old. Instead of going in the direction of building his greatness and story, he went in another direction as well. It was traditional in the past. For your information, Messi and Ronaldo are the exception. They are the ones who broke the rule. I want to stop. I did everything. Because they have everything, this makes the difference. Ronaldinho's perspective on football seemed very different. When there was a lot of criticism against him after the 2006 World Cup, what should I do for you? I have done everything and I will return to my life and live my life. There was a negative reaction, perhaps money, and he found someone to advise him. During that period, the star of Lionel Messi from here and Cristiano Ronaldo from there rose, and the spotlight was stolen from him. It was clear that he loved the spotlight, with his movements, his skill, and even his training. He was trying to steal the spotlight. When the lights were taken away from him, he had nothing left to encourage him to play. No athletic achievement because in his view he did everything. He did not see that there were people who would do everything 10 times. At the same time, financially, he secured himself with long-term contracts with Nike, Pepsi, and many others, which made him get excited again, and it seemed that he missed that moment, as I said. He needed someone to advise him, perhaps an inspiring coach, a friendly player, or an ordinary individual who would convince him that no, Ronaldinho, there was still a lot going on. You have 7 or 8 years left in which you can work more and more. Perhaps it is a lack of awareness as a result of the difference in formation between Europe and South America. Perhaps it is just a different outlook. He said, I am thus convinced that you have nothing to do with me. But certainly the basis of Ronaldinho's collapse was that he was not willing to sacrifice more than necessary. He was not willing to sacrifice in order to build more glory. He was short-sighted about this thing. I mean, in one of the sessions when Ronaldinho spoke, people asked him what happened. He told them that I could not find anything to do, meaning that no matter what you do, you must do more. Football was increasing the psychological and moral pressure. For me, I play football to live and be happy. The happiness I used to find was not left in it, so I went to the happiness I wanted. The man spoke with all frankness, knowing that he was the cause of the collapse of his career. He never criticized Rijkaard. He never criticized the Barcelona administration for the reason. He blames himself for losing his compass in football, and he lost the compass due to a personal conviction he had at that moment that he was not happy in this new game for him. Ronaldinho is the story of a legend. Perhaps if he complemented the enthusiasm of Messi and Ronaldo, we would not be talking about who is the best player in history now.